Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, I think, we
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our program today, Funding History in New Jersey. My name is Noelle Lorraine Williams, and I am the director of the African American History Program here at the New Jersey Historical Commission, as well as of the Black Heritage Trail. And I am happy to be here for this event in commemoration of Juneteenth 2024, which is now a state and federal holiday. One of the significant things about Juneteenth is that while the enslaved in Gadsden, Texas, found out they were emancipated 2 years after the proclamation, there were still enslaved Africans and Blacks here in New Jersey, as well as 2 other states. So when we commemorate Juneteenth here in New Jersey, it is a complicated story, but what it does represent is our commitment to celebrating the emancipation of enslaved African Americans here in North America and in other spaces in the Americas. And also an acknowledgement of the diverse and complex histories of our country. And finally, it is a celebration of the resilience of African Americans in their liberation movements through the more than 300 years of living in New Jersey, and the practice of creating and acknowledging, sharing those histories as we all move forward as a people, and hopefully promoting a beloved community here in New Jersey. And so one of the things I'm pleased to do today is share information about the County History Partnership Program, otherwise known as CHIP, which is led by its director, Nicole Primiani. The New Jersey Historical Commission created its county history partnership program in 2015 to extend local regranting programs to all of the state's 21 counties. The program enables NJHC to support both existing and emerging local history organizations and practitioners. Though the partnership with county cultural and heritage offices, the New Jersey Historical Commission support can more effectively reach history organizations and projects in communities throughout the state. County Cultural and Heritage Commissions are designated by the Board of County Commissioners, and they bear responsibility for fostering the preservation, understanding, and enjoyment of local history. So today we will have several offices, county offices from Northern New Jersey presenting. We will also we would also like to acknowledge that unfortunately, the Sussex County office was not able to join, but we will be posting, for those who do not have the link or the contact information, a link to all of the county offices so you all can reach out and speak to them directly. After these presentations, we will have a question and answer session, so feel free to ask questions then. But otherwise, one of our hopes is for folks to learn more about these funding opportunities, and then also to share that information with others to keep fostering a robust culture of history and culture and art here in New Jersey. So I am pleased to present as our first presenter, Elaine Kiernan Gold. She is the administrator for Bergen County's Division of Cultural and Historic Affairs. So each presenter will share information about the program. They may or may not share their screen, but we will share the PDF again that has contacts to their websites, so you all will see it. So please sit back, listen, think of any questions that you may have. So Elaine?
Noelle, excuse me, Noelle, I'm sorry. I don't think Elaine is with us just yet. Maybe
Oh,
we can
okay.
start with Marisa.
Oh, okay, great. So when Elaine comes, we will introduce her. So the next person will be from Essex County, and I am not showing any favoritism because I am based in Newark, New Jersey. Her name is Marisa McFarland, and she is the archivist and grant administrator for Essex County Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs. Marisa, thank you for joining us.
Hopefully this is working. Thank you so much, Noelle. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. So thank you for that introduction. I just want to share two things very, very quickly. Okay, so I put together this very short slide just to give a very brief overview of our program. Like all of the counties, we offer the CHIP grant. Our funding schedule actually started on Saturday. Our applications open June 1st. We do not require a letter of intent, but we do ask that you have your application started on our online platform by August 1st, and it's due August 15th, which you can see down here. Award announcements go out, will be going out this year, the end of October, for funding for the calendar year of 2025. Eligibility includes nonprofit or government entities, but you cannot be getting funding directly from the Historical Commission or from another county's Cultural Affairs Department. We offer both general operating support and special project support. Additionally, to try to grow the community, we offer quarterly meetings with all of our arts, history, culture, and community organizations, as well as between 4 and 6 free virtual professional development workshops every year. And then there's one other thing that I wanted to show because it's a little confusing. So this is the Essex County Parks website. I wanted to take you through and show you exactly where the grants are, or information about the grants are. So you would go to Cultural and Historic Affairs, you would go to grants, and then this is the page. This is how you get on our online platform. All the dates are here. The guidelines are here. They're very extensive. Previews of the applications, finance charts, FAQs, all that kind of stuff. So again, you would go to the Essex County Parks website, then to Cultural and Historic Affairs, and then to grants. And that is all that I had.
Great. Thank you, Marisa. Is there any, well, we'll discuss this at the end. So thank you for sharing that. And folks from Essex County, this is Marisa. Please, and am I saying your name correctly? Marisa?
You are.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. So this is a representative, so Essex County. So just a reminder that Newark, East Orange, and Marisa, what are the other cities that are in Essex County?
So it's Newark, Bloomfield, Belleville, Caldwell, all of the Oranges, Irvington, Montclair. I think there's 22 municipalities altogether.
Okay, great. Thank you, Marisa. Okay, she will stay to the end, and then if we have additional questions. Okay, so the next person I would like to introduce is Brian Murray, the Program Development Coordinator for the Hudson County Office of Cultural and Heritage Affairs. And I'm very happy. I just actually visited the museum in Jersey City, so doing some really good work, as all the counties are doing. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to jump in. The landing page for the grants can be found on visit Hudson culturalaffairs.org. And I'm just going to read what one needs to be eligible for the grants. So the Hudson County-based nonprofit history-related organizations that have collections or programming relating to the history of Hudson County or any of its 12 municipalities are incorporated in the state of New Jersey, have been in existence for at least 1 year. And they must be defined as a nonprofit organization, 501c3 or C4 by the Internal Revenue Service. B is units of government in Hudson County, including schools, libraries, nonprofit universities that provide local history programs, services, or activities pertaining to Hudson County or any of its municipalities. Hudson County-based nonprofit arts organizations that present local artistic history and programming. So this one's always a little nebulous. They really do have to prove that, you know, whatever their artistic endeavor is, that it is based in history. And so they must have a, you know, a history professional attached to the project. We also have Hudson County-based business organizations, chambers of commerce, economic development corporations, nonprofit organizations that can apply for any of the grants. And that's basically it. I think, you know, we're going toward a direction of less arts and more history, but we're working on it. I'm working with several groups, including African American Heritage Trail here in Hudson County. We have the Lafayette neighborhood, which is probably some of the most, with the earliest African American settlement or occupation from probably the 1630s, 1640s. So we're trying to get signage there as well. So, you know, give us a call, come and see us. I didn't have a screen to share, but you can always call me. I'll just give you my number. It's 201-459-2070, extension 6419. And thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Brian. One of the things I think folks should share, or maybe just like just a couple of examples, like, can you share just a example of 3 kind of examples of history projects that you've recently funded, just briefly?
One is the the Museum of Jersey City. So I believe theirs was a grant for an exhibition about Mayor Haig. We also, I didn't actually, I'm new on board, so I didn't actually work on it last year. But from what I remember, looking at the paperwork, we also did, we had a lot of arts programs apply. So there is one that is actually kind of dear to my heart. It's a Women Labella Arts. She goes into schools. She goes into grade schools and works with students to draw pictures. These are mostly foreign-born students. So through art, she's teaching American history. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, I love that. Actually, I absolutely love that. And then we had another arts organization such as Nimbus dance studio, and I didn't see it myself, but I was told it was an incredibly interesting interpretation of history.
Okay.
I think going forward, though, with the upcoming 250th anniversary of the nation, we are going to try to focus on more actual history.
Great. Well, thank you, Brian. I mean, I think definitely this presentation is a part of that for people to learn about the existing opportunities for funding.
Yes.
So thank you for sharing.
Very welcome.
Oh, sure. And so before we go on to Nick Palatucci, I just want to remind everyone to please just mute yourself if you're not presenting, because for some reason we're getting lots of background noise. And we want to be able to hear the presenters because we know people are in different environments where there's background sound, et cetera. So just a gentle reminder to please mute yourself. And someone asked a question about individuals applying. We can speak more about this at the end, but it differs from county to county. So it's best to contact the office directly. Okay, we'll address the other questions at the end. And so now I will invite Nick Palatucci. He's the History Program Development Specialist for the Morris County Heritage Commission. Welcome, Nick.
Thanks, Noelle, and good afternoon, everyone. So, yeah, I am for the Morris County Heritage Commission through Morris County, located in Morristown, New Jersey. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, so as you can see, so this is the official website for the county, for Morris County. And if you just scroll along to the Heritage Commission, you can find us under grants. All information that we'll be providing for each grant cycle is usually always readily available through our website. We also post about it through our newsletter and general email blast, but the fail-safe way to go about it is definitely to always be checking our website, as most of our updates will always be up there. So as you can read, organizations that are eligible for our funding that we get through the Historical Commission are history organizations, historical societies, museums, preservation societies. We provide general operating support or project grants between $1,000 and $7,000. And for fraternal, veterans, education, youth, and ethnic organizations, they can apply for project grants only between $500 and $5,000. We function on a bit of a slightly different schedule from some of the other counties that have presented so far, since we work pretty heavily in conjunction with our finance department. So we're actually in the middle of our 2024 cycle as we speak. Applications were due in April, and awards announced were at the beginning of May. Usually we try to keep our regrantees, very up to date with these dates, as it's kind of a quick turnaround, but I'm always readily available to help for whether it's filling out the application or any questions about the deadline. So we keep everyone up to date, and I'm always available, whether it's through phone call or email. And on our website, you can actually go down and you can see all the previous recipients that we've had for our previous grants. And obviously my contact information is here. If you click that, it would just regularly set you up for an email, and my phone number is on the website as well. As Noel mentioned, so some of the projects or general operating support grants that we've been funding for the past few years, actually, especially since COVID, we've been doing a lot of general operating support grants, which is great, but we also try our best to encourage our re-grantees to apply for project grants. It's always great to see. One of the biggest ones that we've been doing, so we're actually in the middle of it this year too, we have funded Sankofa Heritage Collective of Morris County. So they are an African-American history group located here in Morristown, and we've been help fund their expansion of their exhibit dealing with the African-American Heritage Trail, specifically through the county and through Morristown. So it's been very rewarding. And again, on top of that, a lot of curatorial or archival project grants that we fund. And again, like I mentioned, a lot of general operating support. We're always glad to help organizations in need. So like I said, I'm always available, whether it's phone call or email, to answer any questions grant related. And hopefully everyone will reach out, and I'm here.
Great. Thank you so much, Nick. And thank you for mentioning the project with Sankofa Heritage. I just want to let everyone know that for the commission, we're putting together a list of organizations that are hosting Juneteenth events, which I will put in the chat. But I believe Sankofa Heritage is actually hosting a Juneteenth event. I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but I know it rang a bell. So it's great to see the way the different projects are carrying out history and cultural mandates throughout the year. Okay, thank you. The next person we will bring to present is, and I apologize if I'm getting her last name wrong, Susan Ballack, Director of Cultural Affairs at Passaic County College and Folk Life Center of Northern New Jersey. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you, Noel. And hello, everyone. And I'm Susan Ballack, and I am Director of the Passaic County Cultural and Heritage Council at Passaic County Community College. I'm also Director of Cultural Affairs and of the Folk Life Center of Northern New Jersey. So I wear a few different hats. For our CHIP program, we have an LOI that is due on July 3rd, and then the application on August 15th. We held an orientation for new applicants on our Fountain system because we're completely online back in May, but we continually will work with former applicants, new applicants. We'll jump on Zoom or on the phone, whatever is convenient, and walk them through the process. So even though we may hold an orientation earlier, we will work individually with anyone who needs it. So our funding requests go from $1,000 to $10,000. And we offer a 3-year cycle, so that we are now in the last year of that cycle. So beginning in 2026, we will start a new one. So you can choose to do the 3-year or a 1-year, whatever works for you, and also depending on the project. If it's a consistent project over the 3 years, then that makes sense. Otherwise, if you're switching up your project every year, then it would be best to stick in a 1st-year cycle. So our eligibility is you have to be based in Passaic County. we also need to be incorporated in the state of New Jersey as a nonprofit. We also give grants to government organizations as well, schools, libraries, etc. You have to use the grant for a local or New Jersey history project that demonstrates historic merit, culminates in an event, activity, or product that is available to the public and takes place in Passaic County within the calendar year. We match every dollar, or you have to match every dollar with 50 cents of your own. And that match can be both in kind and cash. So those are the eligibility requirements, and we offer both project grants and general operating support. The type of projects that we generally have about 10 well, we have more applicants, but we generally fund about 10 applicants a year. And in the current year, some examples include the city of Patterson, a self-guided walking tour of Patterson's Underground Railroad and abolition sites. We have the Patterson Museum is digitizing Patterson Evening News negatives, and another would be the Passaic County Department of Cultural and Historic Affairs, which the name of their department sounds like us, but they're a different entity in Passaic County, and they asked for funding for a Passaic County Civil War collection project. Okay, so that's about it. Does anybody have any questions?
I guess if you all can stay to the end so we can just like field the different questions, that would be great. Well, thank you, Susan.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Thank
that,
you.
and thank you for sharing the examples. Okay, the next presenter will be Elaine Kiernan Gold. They're the administrator for Bergen County's Division of Cultural and Historic Affairs.
Hi, yes. Good morning. I apologize for arriving late. We had a small situation here, and then my computer just wouldn't log me on. So I apologize for that. Yes, I am the Historic Preservation Specialist for Bergen County, and I, under that title, run both our Historic Preservation Trust Fund and Bergen County's CHIP program. We usually fund GOS projects up to $10,000. And special projects up to 2,500, although we're looking at maybe adjusting those levels a little bit. Our applicants are usually pretty evenly split between both GOS and special projects. Our information is usually available early September. We haven't set I haven't set the timeline this year yet, but the info packets are usually available on the county's website by the beginning of September, with LOIs due early to mid-October. And then the grant applications due early November. And we've been trying to make determinations before the end of the year with award letters, although, with the understanding that payment won't be available until the calendar year turns over. So, we'll have determinations hopefully by the end of this year, end of December, for 25's grant rounds. So some examples that we've had in the past, we've helped with funding of a quilt project with in association with Ridgewood Historical Society at their museum there. We do a lot of archival supplies, either as digitization or actual stabilization materials, so boxes, acid-free paper, acid-free folders, those kinds of projects. We've done some oral history projects, most recently in Englewood. With GOSs, we do staff support, so we'll assist with salaries or like HVAC. A couple of HVAC bills come through us with assistance just to stabilize either the archival collection, so to stabilize the temperature in the archival room, or to literally make it more comfortable for visitation. And that's about the sum total of it. We have a pretty evenly split with our organizations. We have a lot of libraries will come in, but we have a lot of historical societies as well. I've got a few fraternal organizations. We have a firemen's association coming in or funded this year. Our eligible applicants need to be, nonprofit based in Bergen County, whose missions are exclusively dedicated to history. With the GOS, with the special projects, we do have sometimes an art organization that will come in, but it has to be, as you're saying, a little nebulous, but it has to be have a history base to it that is and has a historian attached to the project. So that's us.
Great. Thank you, Elaine. I
Thank you.
appreciate that. And next, we would like to have John Prescott, the History Programs Coordinator at Union County Office of Cultural and Heritage Affairs. Welcome, John.
Hi, thank you so much. It's good to be here. My programs are very similar that we do here in Union County, especially with GOS and special projects. I added to the meeting chat the email, the link for our Office of Cultural and Heritage Affairs. And within that, there's the funding opportunities. The funding opportunities are for GOS and special projects. We use an electrical component, Foundant. It's a system that we've used for the last, I guess, 3 years now, and they've been really helpful and very excellent with regards to support and helping the professionals through the process, and therefore it prepares us to help you, the individual organizations and sites, to go through the process as well. It's very well spelled out, but we are here to support your efforts in your search for funding. So the general operating support is things like, as my colleagues have mentioned already, support staff. Sometimes the GOS supports payment for salaries of the professionals, perhaps administrative assistants, assistant directors, and HVAC is a common request. So those are the kinds of things for GOS. And also the special projects, and those are kind of fun and unique. So for example, I have a couple. The digitization is, of course, very common. The Elizabeth Public Library, for example, has the daily Elizabeth Daily Journal, or the Daily Journal, and they've had to do segments. So for instance, I'm just going to use an example from 1860 to 1890. They did a digitization of that particular section of microfilm, microfiche. So now they're in the 40s, and they're taking care of that, and it's moving on. So that's one of the digitization projects. Okay, thank you. You'll lock up. Yes, sorry. And then the other, a couple other examples is the historic interpretation of the ballroom at the Historic Shady Rest organization, which was one of the organizations that was put onto the Black History Trail, the state Black History Trail. So again, just to give you an example, those are some of the examples of what we do. Please feel free to reach out to that address. I have included. The one thing I should do is I will include my personal email as well. So that should do it.
Great. Thank you, John. Those are some great examples you shared too. And I guess just also sharing the whole infrastructure support. I know since I come from, the program side of the commission, I often forget about, the general operating support and as far as like infrastructure. So thank you for sharing that. Have lots of discussion points for the closing. So our last presenter for today, before we go to question and answers and folks just sharing information, more information, will be Gina Rossland. Gina, an Assistant Administrator of the Warren County Division of Cultural and Heritage Affairs. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for letting me speak today. I have a lot of hats that I wear because we're a very small division. I'm the assistant administrator, as was stated, at Shippen Manor. That's my museum. I do the cultural and heritage work. I'm also the museum director and curator, director of grants and division and site supervisor. So I wear a lot of different hats. I am the full-time staff member here. I'm going to share, if I can, our website. We have a new website, which I'm very proud of, and it's taken a lot of work to do. If I can get that up. Hold on a second. Oh, there we go. All right. Hopefully you can see it. We have because our bicentennial is next year, and then after that is the 250th. We've been very, very busy in Warren County, and the county has designated the shortcut to our website as warren200.com. There's obviously a much longer name, but warren200.com will get you to our website. And in there, under the history tab, you would find the County History Partnership Program, which we've been involved in since probably about 2018, 2019. I came on board in 2019, and by 2021, I've taken over the grant as the facilitator. So because of COVID had offset everything, and it was very difficult to use up all the funds in one full round, I created 2 rounds, 1 full year, 1 half year, and that seemed to have worked out quite well. But I need to end the 2 rounds. So as of 2025, 1 full year, January through December round. I'll go through the schedule in a moment, but I'm very proud of our round 1 re-grantees. We had 6 groups from within the county. And again, we're a very small county. We have 22 municipalities, but not every municipality has a historical group that represents it. And then we have some independent as well. So our grants are essentially open to nonprofits within Warren County, historical groups, which are nonprofits within and anyone else who would qualify under the state guidelines, which we do follow. So just as an example of some of our grant recipients for round 1, they were given up to $2,500 as a request. They all asked for $2,500. We have cataloging, preserving records for a defunct township that was merged into Hardwick. We have sound equipment being purchased. This is the 2nd year for the Hope groups to participate in this type of collaborative grant request, where all the different Hope groups all doing something for history, but buying or paying for different aspects of this. And that's going to strengthen and develop their self-guided tours and their historical talks that they can share with the public on YouTube. We also have Knowlton. They're doing interpretive panels for their site. We've done a lot of interpretive panels through this grant. Digitization of collections, digitizations of road receipts and such, different tax maps, websites, social media, educational materials such as brochures, booklets, pamphlets, and equipment for archival. I probably said that already, so I apologize. So when I reach out to all the groups that I know of and I ask them to share it. We put it on our website. It's shared by the county. It's shared by myself. We put it on social media. Sometimes I can get it outside of the county into other avenues, but mostly it's me finding them and reaching out to them, or them finding me and reaching out to me, which is great. And I always encourage groups that qualify to apply. But as we scroll down the page, all of this is in the application, but I've put highlights up for people to see. I also do workshops, and this year, since we're doing 2 rounds, I had scheduled a pre-application workshop. So round 1 was in December with their application due in January. And with round 2, they had a workshop in May, and their applications are actually due in a few days. They don't have to give us a letter of intent at this time. They just have to come to the workshop or email me for a meeting if they can't make it to the workshop. So we'll do a phone meeting instead. And with the available funds I have left for 2024, I told the groups to essentially give their best ask, because it's hard for me to determine how much everybody should ask for in that second round, which is always a challenge. But the majority of the time, everybody gets full funding. As far as eligibility, again, we do follow state guidelines, but in-county nonprofit historical organizations working on a history project, list of eligible groups as per the state guidelines would be located in the application, but also here on the page. Organizations with budgets under 100,000, grantees not receiving grant funds from New Jersey Historic Commission or any other county. And I always tell them if they have any questions and they're not sure, to reach out to me. And if I don't know, I'll find out from the state. And I have no problem asking questions, and I want them to feel comfortable asking me questions as well. But we don't at this time do general operating support. We do project support grants. So that's noted in bold and red color. And I also put up the goals because I want to reinforce that we need to make sure, A, that we're addressing local, county, state history, but also that it's made public and accessible to the public, to the greater public, if need be. Not everybody has the internet. Not everybody has the ability to have transportation to get to some of these locations, because we are primarily a rural, little suburban, mostly a rural county. And the community bus does not go to all locations. So they do update their websites and their social media with pictures. They do acknowledge that they receive money from the state and also from the county, which is wonderful as well. I visited some of these sites to see their physical projects. They're absolutely wonderful. I have absolutely no issue. I'm very happy to be a part of this process. I love to be the facilitator to help history reach the broader audience. And like I said, that is my goal as a historian to do. So if anybody has any questions, we can address it later.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Gina. That's really interesting. And you did bring up an important point, and that's that New Jersey is just filled with, it's a diverse state with different kinds of communities, rural and city, suburban and urban. It's kind of like what are the needs of the different communities that live there, as well as the folks who want to visit them. So at this point, what I would like to do is just open the floor up to any questions that folks may have. And also, if you're from a particular organization or initiative, feel free to share about the project or group that you're with. And so, we're open to any questions. And feel free to put your camera on so we can see your face. If you want to put the question in the chat, I guess I can also read them out loud. Nicole and I can read them out loud. So I think Adrian had a question in the chat. And let me see, it was a particular question She said that she's an individual living in Union County, but conducting a project in Essex County. Which county would she apply to, and what is available, if anything, to individuals? Now that's interesting for those of us who, and I see a couple of people on here, or I saw them earlier, who actually work in a different county or city, or sorry, work in a different county, but their projects take place in another county. So who would like to answer that? I guess that could be someone from Union or Essex County.
I'll just jump in quickly and
Yeah,
say,
sure.
so the Historical Commission sets out rules and guidelines. Our rules and guidelines about individuals might differ from county to county. If you can apply directly to your county office, you can definitely come over to our state office to apply. And so that is a unique situation where someone lives in one county, but they're doing a project that is going to take place or is about another county. So I'm going to ask it was Essex and Union?
It said, so she lives in Union, but it takes place in Essex.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask John and I'm going to ask Marisa if they have specific rules about individuals, because I can't remember right now.
So my thought is that because they're doing the project in Essex County, it's for Essex County residents. And so I think that the funding should come from there.
Okay.
But Marissa, maybe you don't agree.
Okay, that took longer than I thought to unmute myself. So John, yes, I would agree. We have had organizations that were based in the surrounding counties, but their operations took place in Essex that we funded. Unfortunately, we do not fund individuals in Essex County. So what I would recommend in that case is to partner with an organization in county, and the organization would be the one that's applying for the support.
And then, like I said, the individual can also always decide to come directly to the state.
Yeah.
So there's an avenue for you.
Great. Yeah. And I know, I mean, I think there are lots of folks, well, not lots of folks, but some folks who do kind of do this work in one county and say they may be a part of like the NAACP, and it kind of bridges over to another county or something like that. Or they may do work in like their hometown, which might be in like a different county. So it was good that we could kind of clear that up. So one of the things I wanted to hear from some of the counties is what do counties offer in addition to application workshops? So are there other programs that the counties offer to their constituents? Feel free, any county can answer.
Hi, I'm Susan from Passaic County. We've offered DEI workshops. We've offered social media workshops, ADA workshops, and other technical type workshops, grant writing workshops.
Okay, great. Thank you. Did anyone else have anything they want to share?
Yeah, in Essex County, as I mentioned, we have quarterly meetings of all of our arts and our history organizations together to help build the community and cause some networking. And then we also offer similarly online free workshops for professional development. So in 2023, we had marketing, emergency preparedness, shared services, community engagement, and tech workshop.
So, Marisa, one of the questions, so do you have, like, for example, for Essex County, is there a mailing list, or do folks just have to come to the website to see what's going on? How exactly like, for you, how would people find out?
Yeah, I have a massive mailing list, so I'll put my direct email in the chat. If you're an organization in or operating in Essex County, just shoot me an email. I'll add you to our mailing list, and then you'll be receiving all of the information that we distribute.
Oh, okay, great. And I have to join that mailing list as well. So I know Jericana Feliciano, she said, they said that the question that Adrian had posed, Ms. Phillips, sorry, had posed earlier was similar to her question. Did anyone else have anything they want to share about other offerings in addition to
So-
application workshops?
Yeah, so Bergen County, we have our own archivist. So she has run some online training programs that we are working with IT to have posted permanently on our website. They have been about stabilization, about cataloging, that kind of thing, for archival work, where she is also working on a emergency preparedness, can never get that word out right, in the fall, for the same thing. That is going to be some hands-on work. So that is a first come, first serve basis. The registration for that will be available on our website later in the summer, I believe, because these are fall programming. We have also, my colleague has taken over the running the RevWar roundtable for this area of New Jersey. So we have monthly speakers in, and that's on our website as well as our social media. The County Division of Cultural and Historic Affairs has a Facebook page. We have a presence on Instagram. We have some X presence, but we don't use it as often. And so those programs are usually posted on both the Bergen County Parks Department's Facebook and Instagram pages, as well as the Division of Cultural and Historic Affairs Instagram and Facebook page.
Oh, great.
Plus I also have the history, as I mentioned earlier, I'm part of the Open Space Trust Fund. I run the historic preservation component of that thing. We're in the middle of our applications have already come in. We're in the middle of consideration and deliberation for funding for 2025.
Thank you for mentioning that, Elaine, because I also wanted to have you guys share about, some of you do have county preservation grant programs. Anyone else aside from Bergen today that has a preservation grant program?
Morris County has a preservation trust fund grant that we run through. Ray Chang runs it great. Another department of the county. They do a lot of great work for the county.
Thank you.
Great. So I just had
Noelle, I think Eloise has her.
oh, great.
I don't know
I
if I
have a-
pronounced your name correctly. Sorry.
That's okay. It's Eloise Samuels, and would appreciate this. This is wonderful information, and I thank you. I am the founder and the CEO for a nonprofit organization that teaches public speaking and oral history to young children from 7 to 18 years of age, and we're throughout the state. So we're overlapping multiple counties, and from a historical perspective, one of the things that we want to do is do a number of oral history type of interviewing of seniors. We've done that in Middlesex County and in Somerset County, and then we're going forward with that. But my question has to do with a application that I submitted, and I'm not sure if this is overlapping or whether how it works. So the New Jersey Historical Commission and I'm not sure if I got this right, had a nomination for Black History Heritage Trail.
Yes.
Okay. And
Yep.
we submitted and got a letter back saying, could you please, when it opens back in June or whatever, could you please come, do you want to be involved? And so of course I said, yes, we want, because we nominated the NAACP for that opportunity. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand, this obviously, this forum is not for that purpose.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to understand who we might speak with regarding that. And then I also wanted to, I'm glad I'm here because I want to follow up with John Prescott. John, we have quite a lot of things that we should be working with Union County on, very active with our Plainfield chapter, as well as our Burlington Willingboro chapter down in Burlington County. So,
Great.
could you
Great.
help give me a little direction? I don't mean to take up a lot of the time because this is, I understand it's a different forum. Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine, Elise. So, Sinatra Smith, she's the project manager for the Black Heritage Trail. So I believe she just posted a link in the chat. That's the link that folks can schedule a meeting for any reason, whether they submitted a nomination or they're just interested in the Black Heritage Trail program to set up a meeting. So I don't know if you got that link or if you want to put your email in the
I
chat.
am
Yeah.
writing it down right now, and I appreciate your time and interruption. And
Yeah.
I'm taking that information down right now.
Or if you want to put your email in the chat, Sinatra can email you the link. Because that's a pretty long link. Thank you, Brian, for participating. I understand folks had to leave. And Miss Samuels, you'll connect with John.
Yes.
Okay. So please give Sinatra your email and then she can send you the link to set up a meeting. Because I'm not sure if you'll be able to write down because it's a pretty long link. It's also on our Black Heritage Trail webpage. So thank you for that, and we look forward to hearing from you. So we had another question. So what type of information is requested in the grant applications? So one of the things we often hear from folks are like questions about, say, the budgets in the applications. Do your offices provide assistance with technical aspects of the applications? Feel free for anyone can answer that.
Hi, I'm Susan again from Passaic County. So since our process is totally online on the Fountain system, we have, we provide technical assistance, both in a formal setting and a workshop setting, in addition to, on an ongoing basis,
Mm-hmm.
on an individual basis for anyone
okay.
who would need it, but, so that they can navigate the system online. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah. So
Okay.
so when people are just trying to navigate the application process, that there are resources, like they're not just
Yes, there's tutorials on the opening page, on the login page, and then people call us all the time. We're very hand-holding. So
mhm.
the little question or big question that you have, and we'll jump on Zoom, we'll or on the phone, or if you want to come in, we're really accommodating and want people to get through the process. Our motto is don't struggle. So we want people to have an easy time of it.
Great. Is there anyone else who wanted to share the technical assistance that they provide as a part of their county programming?
I'll
We're in a
just-
similar situation because we are with Fondant as well. And so there are tutorials, there's help, and that's one of the benefits of having Fondant. But certainly, if they have any questions, concerns, comments, we encourage them to call. You know, I encourage them to call me and I'll get the answer for them.
Yeah, okay. Are there any other comments on this?
I'll just quickly add that, yeah, this type of technical assistance, and as John and Susan were just saying, the county programs are really so wonderful because they truly want to help local organizations, and they understand that their offices are sort of set up to facilitate your progress and your development. So if you are completely new, if you've never applied for a grant before, they're really wonderful about walking you through the process, and yes, being there for every little question. So really know that you can use your county offices to certainly apply for your grant, but to also just learn about what is it like to apply for a grant, what is it like then to actually have a grant and have to do the reporting and the contracting. So for me, if I were a new nonprofit, I would make sure that I knew about my county office and took advantage of all the services that they offer, because they really are set up for smaller organizations that are just getting started. And like I said, they all really have a passion about the work that they do. They care very much about their groups. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you, Nicole.
I'm sorry. I would add to that, Nicole, that we also offer brainstorming sessions for projects. If your project isn't fleshed out, but you have this idea and you want to know how, you know, this is moving forward, is this something that would be funded? Does it meet all the, you know, eligibility requirements, that kind of thing? We're here for that too. So it's technical plus idea generation.
Yeah, and I yeah, this is really exciting. I mean, and oh, sorry, Gina.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no.
Like I said, I'm a small office, but I love reaching out to the groups and I always tell them I'm accessible. So I've in person, on the phone, also virtually, as it was stated before, how to do the applications. But I'm also working with a couple groups for this year on getting their project to work, because there's some components that may not work. And so I always encourage, if it doesn't work, have a backup plan. And so that's something maybe would help some of the groups as well, just to have a backup plan in case the original project is not going to work in its entirety. If you have to replace a component, it's okay. Just reach out and communicate. I always tell them, please call me, email me, let me know what's going on, keep me up to date. I'll do what I can to help you out. And they seem very receptive to that as well.
And Gina, you should know that Gina really has established this program because before the commission started offering the county program, there wasn't a county program in Warren. So she kind of started from zero and had to build it up herself. And as she said, she offers multiple grant rounds sometimes just to make sure that the money is getting out there. But yeah, I just wanted to highlight that Gina sort of started from nothing and she's built up a nice group of grantees. And I know she provides a lot of technical assistance to all the grantees. Thank you, Gina.
Oh, and Gina, while you're on here, and this is a question actually for everyone, including Gina. One of the things I thought was interesting is that you brought up this Hope Creative Team project that you all do,
Yes.
right? Where the folks buy the materials to assist with tours, etc., and then they can share it. Now, one of I would love to hear a little bit more about that. But one of the things I think before we close is that even though for this recording, we weren't going to initially have the chat session, but maybe we should keep the chat session for YouTube because I think it'll be very helpful, is this whole like individuals connecting with each other and connecting with other groups I think that's something for the practitioners here who are creating change in their communities, but figuring out how to work with other individuals and then how to work with another group to apply. So can you talk a little bit about the Hope
So
Creative Team project, and then whoever else wants to talk about individuals working with groups to apply?
Okay, great. Well, Hope has a lot of different groups that sometimes work together to develop their history, because they do have a very vast, very involved history, especially going back to the American Revolution and prior. And so we have Hope Creative Team, we have Hope Historical Society, we have Hope Township Historic Preservation Commission, which is a municipal group. They've worked together to apply for different aspects of the same project. And this will be the second year, I believe, they're doing that. And that is to strengthen their self-guided tours, to strengthen their video presence. They did purchase equipment, have videotaped and made public history presentations from local historians and other interpreters. They always, always, always give credit to the New Jersey Historic Commission and Warren County Cultural and Heritage and the commissioners, which I greatly appreciate. I've tried to encourage groups. We have a history trail, an Explore Warren history trail every year. This is our third or fourth year we'll be doing it. And my site is one of the participating sites. And one of the lead site actually applies for monies for the signs, for the maps, for the brochures with historical interpretation website links, whatever the case may be. They have a Facebook, they have a website, they have signage that we put out around the county. There's 13 or so sites that are involved, which is wonderful and fantastic. And I love being a part of it. And it's a lot of fun that weekend. We only do one day. So half the groups do one day, half the groups do the other. And I've been trying to encourage groups that are not applying for this cycle or for next year's cycle to apply and help out the Explore Warren History Trail people, because they need money to pay for other things. And they're actually having to take it out of their group. And they're in Knowlton and Ramseysburg, two different groups that are located in the same township. But I have seen, especially with the Hope groups, the collaboration is wonderful. The communication is fantastic. This is really a great example for my other grantees who are contemplating working together with other groups, because it just works so well and everybody is benefiting from it, not just the county, not just the state, but also the municipality itself.
Thank you for sharing that. Did anyone else want to share information about individuals connecting with other groups, or different ways that folks collaborate under the funding? Or does anyone else have any other questions before we close?
I just wanted to mention, is Susan still with us? Yes, Susan's still with us. Susan is the Passaic County College also is the Folk Life Center, right, Susan? Do you want to talk a little bit about the Folk Life Center?
Yes, so we are also the Folk Life Center of Northern New Jersey, and we cover the northern region, which includes 7 counties, Sussex, Warren, Passaic, Essex, Hudson, and I'm missing, who am I missing? Morris. And what we do is we get funds from the New Jersey State Council on the Arts, and then we deliver or sponsor free programming. And that would be in general programming, such as festivals and demonstrations and workshops. And then we also go into schools in the northern region. And we also work with at-home residents who cannot leave their homes to go to various arts and cultural events. So you know, we we work with folk artists who are vetted, and we have a very authentic program for that reason. And we yes, and all our programming then is free to the various institutions or individuals.
Thanks, Kristen.
Thank you. I guess when we send the follow-up email, we can also send that information about the folk centers as well. I know there's a lot of different memes just like floating around. So just, you know, the sponsor of today's program is the State of New Jersey Historical Commission. And, you know, we're profiling the work of the counties, the county offices throughout the state that are a part of our re-grant program. So we have another program which Nicole Premiani also oversees with our colleague Sean Crisafulli, which is for a general operating support for larger organizations. So the goal of this is to really reach out to small and medium organizations, as well as individuals within the capacity that we've discussed. And it, you know, it varies between the different counties. So I just want to take, if there aren't any more questions, I just want to take the opportunity to invite you all to our program on June 27th. It's going to be another Zoom program, and it's going to be a discussion with Crystal Langford from Lost Souls Project and Algernon Ward. And they'll be discussing applying for county funding for their Black History projects. And just, you know, I think Susan spoke a little to this, right? Developing the idea. And then also one of the things they'll talk about is budget, creating a budget. I think one of the things that's important is just really to connect with your county. So whether you're in the meeting now or you're watching this on YouTube, it's just to connect with these county institutions early, right? To assess, to develop a relationship with folks, to get on that track, right, of developing your applications early. I know a lot of us are working on many different projects. I know we're all, many of us are short-staffed. Some of us do not have a staff, right? Some of us are doing this work as volunteers. But one of the things is to really get into the cycle, encourage our colleagues, our friends, and our communities to get into the cycle, so we can develop and receive this funding that's supposed to spread throughout the state and support our various communities. So we look forward to you seeing you all at the June 27th meeting. Also, please share the information about other county county funding panel workshop information with other folks, your colleagues, your friends who may be interested in it as well. And I believe Nicole is going to send a follow-up email in a couple of days with this. And we'll also be posting this on our YouTube channel. Rachel posted our mailing list, so please join our mailing list to stay updated. And I guess on that note, we will close out. So thank you very much to all of our county representatives for coming today. If you're a part of Sussex, we posted the chart in the chat so that it has the information to contact each of your counties, whether you're Sussex, they weren't able to be here today, or another county. So please get that chart. If you cannot find it, it's on the New Jersey Historical Commission site on our grants and prizes page. Thank you very much to Nicole Premiani for really just doing an awesome job today, providing this information and continuing to steward this very important program, as well as our executive director and Lieutenant Governor, Secretary and Secretary Tahisha Way, and of course, Governor Phil Murphy. So we look forward to seeing you all soon, and happy Juneteenth and happy Pride. And, you know, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you all soon.
Great program, Noelle.
Oh, great. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.